Hello everyone, my name is Rabbi Lankry. I'm the rabbi in Kilas Or Chaim, Monsey, New York, and I'm really excited to share with everyone some words on the parsha or on the holidays that will enlighten us and give us new meaning and clarity of our daily activities and of the Torah's lessons. Parashat Ki Tavo. When you'll come into the land of Israel, we're going to be introduced to a fascinating mitzvah called the mitzvah Bikurim. When you come into the land, and that God will divide, each person will get their own portion, and everyone will grow their own vineyard or orchards of various different kinds. And there will come a moment in time that all of a sudden you'll see the first blossom of the Shevat Minim. Let's say you're growing a pomegranate tree, and all of a sudden it starts to blossom. The first opportunity you have, you wrap a ribbon around that blossom, and as it grows, you take those initial fruits all the way up to Jerusalem. And in Jerusalem, you bring it to the Kohen, Asher Yeh Bayamim Hahem, the Kohen that's going to be in those days. And you say in front of him, I came today to express my thanks to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to God, for bringing us into the land and for giving me parnasa and having a home. And that's all great. But where does the passage begins? It begins from the story of Arami Oved Avi, back in the day, where Lavan wanted to destroy all of Am Yisrael. He was going to put a poison, etc., and destroy the Shaliach, Eliezer, but nevertheless, God made a miracle and it was all taken away. But throughout the generations, we are coming now and acknowledging that the fruit that I yearn today is thanks to something that took place 1,000 years earlier. And after that, we went into Egypt. And then after Egypt, God redeemed us. And took us to the desert for 40 years. And then we came to this location, and He selected a Bet HaMikdash, a tabernacle, and we now grow our fruits, and we bring the fruits up to Jerusalem, and that's part of our prayer. If I want to say thank you upon something, wouldn't it just be simpler to just go up and say, God, thank you very much for this basket of fruit. Thank you very much for the land that you've given me. Why do we have to go back to the history of 1,000 years? To the inception of the Jewish people, and say thanks to all the details. And if we need to do that, we should have done it in the desert. We should have done it by Mount Sinai. We should have done it by the Exodus. Only now, so the rabbis teach us a very fascinating thing, that Hakarat Tov, the recognition of good, has to be done when everything's complete. Yeah, now you're in a house. Now you have a piece of land. Now everything's settled. Now you can sit back and reflect and express the recognition. And today's lesson is that saying thank you is not recognition. The Torah's concept of Hakarat Tov is not thank you. Thank you is nothing. Thank you for what? Bringing me a cup of tea. Recognition means I look and I imagine all the efforts and all the trials and tribulations that took place in order to come to this specific location so that the person can receive finally God's total goodness. And by that expression, then we have what's called real recognition. Let's take it into a practical terms. I go to your house and you invite me for dinner, and we eat, we talk, we say Dvar Torah, we bench. I'm leaving. I said, thank you very much. It was the most amazing, delicious meal. It's wrong. It's morally wrong. Because what needs to be understood is that thank you does not suffice. What needs to be understood is a real recognition. What does that mean? It means I need to imagine, wow, someone had to go to work and have a job and toil through efforts, save up money, and then go to the grocery store and spend that extra money on my behalf, and then bring home the goods. and give it to his wife. And she cooked up a storm, and she had to make and her legs hurt, and all the effort that was put into the fact that I am entitled to have a meal by this person's house. That's a tremendous effort. The effort really goes back even further. He had to go to college to learn. He had to go to elementary school. His parents had to put him through school, so that one day he'll be a successful human being and he could have guests in his house. That's called recognition. The Torah doesn't just want you to go and say cheap thank yous. Thank you. What's that? It's not suffice. Recognition. Look into the character of the people that are your hosts. Look into the character of your Hatzalah member. Look into the character of your Chaverim guy that came. You don't know what he did in order to get to this location and to change your tire. Guys, look into the lives of your wife. How much she toils to bring up her children, to keep a household. The women, look into the efforts of your husbands. How much they put in a day's work, commuting back and forth, coming home exhausted. Let's look into the lives of our parents and not forget how much they've put into us. Yes, now we have families, we can appreciate them. But even single guys, girls, don't just take your parents for granted. How much do they toil in order to benefit and to bring your life to completion, into perfection? Let's not forget them. Real recognition is really internalizing their efforts. Look into the character or the needs of the people around you that are trying to ingratiate your lives. Don't just say thank you to them. Really understand. Really appreciate your public servants, your rabbis, your children's rebbeim. How difficult it is for them to live a life on the minimal salary and to be still patient and educate your kids. That's called recognition. Really look into other people's lives and appreciate really what they're contributing to civilization, what they're contributing to us. And then we're really building a better world. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for watching. Please click right over here to subscribe to our other videos that will be coming shortly. Thank you.